Hello, everyone. My name is Greg, and welcome to the podcast, My First Season. In this podcast, I will be interviewing people who worked in holiday/ski resorts, hotels, and cruise ships, and we'll talk about their first season in the hospitality and tourism industry. My guest today and I work together in beautiful Club Med Columbus, Isle, 9798. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him, Mr. Eric Goldberg. Eric, how are you?
Hello. I'm fine. How are you?
Good. So did I get that right? I think we did meet for the first time, correct?
Columbus, yeah, and then Paradise after that.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's what I was pretty sure was the 97-98 season because they did send me there 3 times. So okay.
Yeah.
I was good. I just don't know why, but I love, nothing. There's no other resort more beautiful than Columbus Isle. And
It's like me with Huatulco.
yeah, beautiful people there. So, we probably spoke about those many years ago, and I probably don't remember, but I virtually know nothing about your first season. So I was wondering if you can take us back, to the year, where you were living and what were you doing before all this happened?
I was here in Denver. I was DJing and selling ladies' shoes, and my parents went on vacation to Turks and Caicos, and I went with them and said, "Oh, I can do this."
What year was this around?
87.
Okay, so you went to Club Med Turks and Caicos.
On vacation, yeah.
Okay, so you're probably one of the rare guests that actually went before they, heard about it or whatever. I mean, you're probably one of the only ones I can think of that actually went to one. Yeah. So, so Turks in 87. Okay. So then how did it work back then? So, because since you're an 80s geo, how did the application?
Well, you had to call into the New York office to get the application process going on. And then what they would do is they would do interviews across the United States, and they come across each city and they would interview. You'd have to meet them at a hotel, and you go through the interview process. And then I kept on having to harangue them. I kept calling. And finally they just got sick of me calling and said, "Okay, we have a place for you."
But there was no, I'm learning nowadays talking to newer geos. There was no audition process for you. You didn't have to bring a costume. You didn't have to do any stand-up. Basically you talked one-on-one with.
Well, what they did is you talk one-on-one and they ask you if you have any talents. And if you have any talents, go ahead and show them. So, whether it was song or dance or jokes or whatever, but my talent was kind of hard to show because I was a DJ.
Okay.
So
you didn't bring
no test for me for that.
You didn't bring a mixer with you or anything?
No.
Okay. No stand-up routine? No, nothing?
No.
You're pretty funny.
Well, I do what I can. But no. It was straight up interview. And then, like she told me, I can remember telling me that, I can't really say much about it because I'm not with the DJs. So I really don't know what I should be asking you. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah.
Oh boy. What was that?
That was the cat. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Damn it. I forgot to ask if you had pets. That's on me. That is on me. Okay. My bad. So is that what you were, oh boy, initially going to apply for was?
Yeah. For a DJ.
Do you want to pause while you feed the cat or?
I'm good. He's
okay.
Good.
Okay. And did you get DJ?
Yeah. I started off as they first sent me to Sandpiper.
Okay,
so Sandpiper.
Okay, you went to Sandpiper for training.
And then sent me to St. Lucia.
Oh, so St. Lucia was your actual first
season. Yep.
Okay, and did you know anyone when you got there? Or you absolutely not a soul. Okay,
not a soul.
And back then, was it still a family resort?
No,
it was not.
No, not when I was there.
Oh, what was the classification designation of it?
It was a singles resort when I was there.
You're kidding! Wow. Okay. So I had briefly worked there in 95 and it was full on family. So, okay.
My first season, it was singles. The second season I worked there, it was families.
And let's just go back to when you went to Turks on vacation, because I'm kind of fascinated by that. But you had no idea. Did you know prior what happened at Club Med when
no clue.
So you went in and were like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah. I looked at this and said, I can do this.
And I assume so. Then you knew that the geos worked back then, obviously 7 days a week. Hours a day.
They tell you that in the interview process.
Oh, okay.
They go over all that with you, but it's nothing until you really experience it.
Okay. Do you recall who gave you your interview or no?
It was. If you I know Debbie Grork was in charge of me in New York, and with Jennifer Steidel.
Okay. Yes, Jennifer Steidel. Okay.
Yeah, those were the two that were involved with me.
Okay, so you get to St. Lucia.
Yeah.
And tell me about it. What when you arrived so who was the first geo that you actually met when you arrived?
Oh, God.
Do you remember? Whether it was at the airport or reception? Okay, just curious.
Don't remember at all. No, I just remember being kind of overwhelmed with the whole thing.
And how is your French?
Non-existent.
Okay. So you spoke a bit of Spanish and English?
A little bit of Spanish from high school. But then the French, I learned it as I went along.
Okay. And so DJ, so was that primarily you only worked in the disco, or you
Well, the
had
main job's working in the disco, but I also was with the entertainment team. So I did all the shows and we did the passages around the resort and everything else.
Do you recall who the chief was back then, the manager?
Dede Lantini.
Okay. Get along good?
Oh, he was amazing.
Okay.
He was a wonderful, wonderful man. He passed last year.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Rest in peace.
Yeah. He was a great guy. What a great chief of village. He was funny.
So how did you have any tricks because it's not easy to work 7 days a week without a day off and that many hours. Do you have any tricks to fighting off fatigue? Do you take naps or like pound sugar packets?
Well, having ADD, that helped.
Okay.
So, that helped me with my energy levels. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just seemed to kind of took it as my work was my job. And I really didn't worry about having a day off or anything. That didn't, back then in those days, we didn't worry about that. We just worked straight through. Your job was your work.
It's kind of like every night is the
Work was
weekend.
your life.
It might be a Tuesday, but it's almost still the weekend if you think about it, right? There's a
Oh,
show,
yeah.
there's dancing, there's drinking.
There's always something going on.
So did you have a nickname that first season of yours?
Jean Fred.
Wait, your nickname was Jean Fred?
Yeah.
Well, why?
Why? Because we wanted to find a French name that sounded silly. So I figured Jean Fred.
Okay. That was on your badge.
Yep.
And if I recall back then, you had to make your own badges, right?
Yep. So I had pictures of U2 on there and all sorts of badges.
Oh, okay. That's a cool reference. Cool 80s reference.
Exactly. They're still going strong. Thank you very much.
Yes, they are. Bono is now a philanthropist.
Yep.
All right. So what do you remember from that? Was it crazy? Like, do you remember
I had the time of my life. I remember having the time of my life. I had so much fun because I could get away with doing whatever I wanted to with the costumes and just running around and acting like a kid. And that's what they wanted you to do.
So how long after you were DJing that you looked around and saw what the others were doing, did you say, I think I'd like to try that? Did that happen at all immediately? Or you just
not right away?
No,
not right away. I was happy DJing.
Okay.
So that's where I got into circus though. I first learned to fly and catch get caught was in St. Lucia.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say you were a catcher.
Eventually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you do that? Because when I met you in 97, I think you were skinnier than me.
I was still catching then, just training.
Wow.
I did a lot of training with Jeff Bleekman and George Scott and Eric Meto and the team in Playa when we were all in Playa, and that's where I learned to catch.
Did you ever? So you caught
for Darwin and Watuco. I caught all the shows for Darwin. Yeah, I did a lot. Then we went to Israel. I helped catch there.
So you caught for GMs in your first season?
Yep.
Did you?
Oh no. I flew in my first season. Okay, I didn't catch for a while.
Okay, so you were in the trapeze shows your first season.
Yeah.
Were you doing the like comedy passages?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Like what? Which one?
We did the legs where you come out, you have really long pants on. They'll come out, you come out, swing out, and they'll grab the pant legs and just pull your pants off. But it's this huge pant leg that goes like the whole length of the trapeze. There was that one. There was a catch and return at the same time. I learned how to do that. That was interesting.
Okay. And did you ever get injured during one of these shows?
Nope.
No. Okay.
A lot of safety goes into it.
As I tried it when I went to Lindemann, but I didn't like hanging upside down by my knee. So you had no problem. The pain behind the kneecaps didn't bother you. You were okay with that.
No, I was fine with it. I caught Paul.
Not Paul Angus.
Paul Angus.
You're kidding. Well,
no.
Man, you're stronger than I thought you were. Holy jeez. Okay.
Yeah, I caught Paul in the trapeze. Or I don't know if I caught Paul or Paul grabbed me. One of the two.
Well, the rule is the catcher is supposed to grab, not the other way around, correct?
Oh, well, I did stay in my lock the whole time, so I was fine.
Yeah. Well, I've always heard the circus guys saying, don't catch him, he'll catch you type of thing. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Yep.
So during that first season, were there any memorable guests, like personalities that stood out to you? Were there any like
the biggest one I remember is LL Cool J.
Okay, no, we're gonna get to that. I mean like non-celebrity guests, like GMs that had been going to Club Med a long time, like an Uncle Larry that were famous, you know what I mean, inside of
Uncle Larry that season.
No, he didn't he went to Playa in Cancun, but I was just curious if you
he was in St. Lucia too.
He did?
Yeah, when it was singles, yes.
He was there your season?
Yep.
Okay. How'd that go?
Oh, he's an interesting fellow, that Larry.
Okay, so there were no other stories like
not really from
the
GMs. No, not that I can tell. That's not X-rated. So
yeah, we're just doing appropriate stories here on my first season.
Yes, exactly.
Did you experience any kind of culture shock, I guess, being around that many Europeans? Because I know a lot of Europeans go there. So did you, being from United States most of your life?
I think I think I had such big eyes about the whole thing that it really didn't faze me. I was just happy to be there and just enjoying myself. I didn't really, I guess I looked past any of that.
Okay. So you kind of went with the flow and nothing fazed you.
No.
Wow. Okay.
No. I never really had any issues with, they're French and they don't want to do this or no.
Did you know that you were going to have to participate in shows and maybe dance in these shows before you got to the resort, or you just knew
Well,
that
they
from
give
being
you
on
they
vacation?
give you a little interview as to what it is that you might be doing down there. And they do tell you, yeah, you're going to be participating in the shows. You could be dancing. You could be doing comedy numbers. You're going to walk around in different costumes and give out fruit, all sorts of stuff. It was no problem at all.
Did you know you could dance before you went there?
Oh, I don't think what I do is dancing. I don't think you could call that dancing, but I'm there with two feet. Yeah.
Didn't you call it a full body dry heave set to music to me at one
Pretty
point?
much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
All right. So, but you liked it, right? You liked doing the shows.
I loved it. Oh, I had the best time doing the shows. It was awesome.
I know you liked Flash Cabaret and
yeah,
shows like that.
Was fun. I just loved doing it. It was such a good time.
Do you recall any of the names of the shows that you did back then?
Yeah, we did. Let's see. What did we do? I remember the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay, who were you playing?
I didn't. Was I in that show? I remember coming down once. I was just one of the people in there, but I remember coming down once. We had this really big guy. It was like, I guess, like the size of you, that was supposed to be the monster. But instead, we changed it. And Graham Maxwell was the choreographer, had no idea that I was going to come down because they had this, it was like a bed that was up in the air and it would lower down and then you'd see the monster. And I came down as the monster and Graham had no idea. It was so funny.
And were they still throwing toilet paper like the audience
toilet
members
paper,
got?
rice,
okay,
squirt bottles. Oh yeah.
So you didn't play Frankenfurter or anyone like that?
Oh no.
Okay.
That was Day.
Oh, okay.
Those guys did that.
Was there a show that you did that you didn't like?
Not really.
No, Were the rehearsals there like around midnight after?
Yep.
Okay. How do you like rehearsal?
I didn't mind
No?
because I mean, for the most part, I'm working at night anyways. So, what I could do in the shows, I would rehearse at other times just because when they're rehearsing, I'm DJing.
Okay. But you still had to get up. If there was an early arrival, like at 4 in the morning, you still had to get up and do it.
Man, the worst was Huatulco with that. Oh my God. The midnight arrivals that wouldn't come till 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah. I've heard horror stories about that one in my own. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, boy.
So other than learning trapeze, were there any other skills there that you learned on your?
Yeah, I got certified to scuba dive there.
Oh, you did open water one or resort scuba?
Open water one.
Okay. Nowie or Patty?
Nowie.
Okay.
Yep, I got my Nowie certification there, so it was a lot of work, because I'm doing my job as and then also doing the diving stuff and all the pool certifications and everything. But I got it done.
And if you ever done like a 2-tank dive in the afternoon or a 1-tank, you're completely exhausted after.
Oh yeah,
exhausted after 2-tank dive, and then you still have to work another 9 hours. So it must have been rough.
Mm-hmm. No, I take like a Benadryl. I take half a Benadryl on the way out, on the boat on the way out there. So when I'm coming home back from the dive, I just sleep, just crash on the boat, and then I'm ready to go.
So you're one of those annoying people that can fall asleep anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh yeah. Beautiful thing. But yeah, no, just, I rest up and then I go attack the day.
Now, this is going to sound a strange question, but I still like to ask it based on my own first season. Did anyone there, like for no reason, and this is people that have never spoken to you, take an instant dislike to you? I know it's hard to imagine, but did you ever get that
Honestly,
sense?
not that I recall.
Okay, good.
Because I tried to be nice to everybody. People would come up and request music and I play their songs that they wanted to hear and everybody was happy with that. So
wow, what were they requesting back then? Do you remember? It was 80s.
Oh, God.
Can't really dance to you too.
Janet Jackson,
Madonna,
In Excess, Madonna. Well, you too, yeah, most definitely you too.
Did you have a DJ nickname?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Just Jean Fred.
Okay. Okay. Well, here's a part I'm going to ask you that if you have one or several, that's fine. But do you have one funny, like clean, appropriate story that happened during your first season, whether it was an excursion gone awry or I don't know, a funny interaction with a guest?
I don't know if some of the other people talked about it. Yes, we used to take a picture on Olympic Day where we would get on the roof. They'd be below us. The GMs would be below us, all lined up for the big picture. And we'd be up on the roof with ice water. And at a certain signal, we dumped the ice water on them for the GM picture. It was obnoxious.
Well, yes, because then there's always someone that has a camera, right? That got wet. Was that what happened? Or
that's why they eventually stopped having us doing that here.
Okay.
Eventually, Club Med banned that.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it was those freer. Those are freer times back then.
Yes. Yeah. Any
Not,
more stories?
Well, I'm trying to think. We used to. Oh, here's one.
Okay.
I was doing the fashion show by the pool.
Hold up. So you were a model as well as DJ?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh well, everybody was a model then.
Okay.
But doing the fashion show, it's around the pool. Nobody is in the pool. Fifi, the head of entertainment's on the microphone, going through everything. And what happens? Mom gets into the middle of the pool,
wait,
right in front of everybody,
wait,
starts taking pictures of me.
Wait, your mom?
Yes.
Okay. She came to visit you.
Yeah.
Okay. Why was no one around the pool? Was it raining? Or...
No. Everybody was around the pool. No one was in the pool.
Oh, got it. Okay. Except for
my mom.
Okay.
Who got into the pool when I got up there to take pictures of me from the pool.
Okay. This with a Polaroid.
And of course, Fifi was not quiet about that.
Okay. Oh, so he called you out, called out your mom.
Big time. Oh, big time.
Okay.
Hello, mommy. Hi, mommy. How are you? Look, it's your son.
And you were like, Mom,
Yo,
get out of there.
Yeah, just move. Come on.
Oh boy.
Exactly.
Poor mom and the GM contact. Okay.
You know?
Okay, that's gold. You got any more? I could listen to these all day.
Well, yeah, we had I don't know if you ever seen those water balloon boomerangs, those big rubber boomerangs.
Oh, the ones that you put in like a slingshot?
Yeah, the slingshot. Thank you. Not a boomerang, a slingshot, excuse me.
Okay.
The water balloon slingshots. And we used to have fights with each other across the pool in the middle of all the GMs.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So the GMs would be getting soaking wet because they'd land in the palm tree above them, and then all this water come down on with palm leaves, the palm dirt. And it was obnoxious.
You mentioned Olympic Day. That was pretty big back then in the singles villages, correct?
Oh, God, yes.
Like the whole village was like red and versus white.
Especially, yeah. If you go to places like Martinique,
yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the Olympic Day there, but I'm more of a mid '90s geo, so right. I don't know like how crazy.
It was all out. It was all out. Everybody, you got everybody in the village on a team. Everybody participated,
and usually it would last well into the evening. They would do some kind of show
you start off the night before.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you got to start the night before with at the entrance to restaurant, and you're giving the bands on everybody, the different colors, getting on the teams. And then the next morning, you've got all the events going on, lunch, then afternoon events, then a beer drinking contest. Then that's the night of the GM show.
I'm getting the sense you were asked to be a captain quite often. Like, with your personality, you were probably approached to be a captain, correct?
A lot, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it does take it out of you. Like, it might be once a week, but boy.
Oh, yeah.
You need about 6 days to prepare for the next one. And then you're
losing
your voice again.
Yeah, lucky me, I did it. But I don't know. I had fun doing it back then. After a while, I got kind of old. The more seasons you do, it's like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to get that energy up for.
Yeah. But for a long time, many seasons, I was really hype into it.
Yeah. I mean, there were some that were very, very good at it. Aranyo comes to mind because he taught a lot of other people, and they always reference him as what a good captain should be. Basically, yeah. If you have your voice at the end of the day, you didn't do your job.
You didn't do your job exactly.
No, yeah.
No, exactly correct.
So you named a lot of things that you liked. Was there something about the job, but it could be just because it made you tired? Was there something that you didn't like Village, for example? Like, was there something that you could recall?
I'm trying to think. I didn't like some of the foods.
Okay. Yes.
Because I'm a picky eater. So
okay.
Fish night sucked.
Okay. Not a fish guy. Okay.
No, but I mean, in terms of doing jobs around there, not really. I was just so into being a GO and so into having fun and getting into it that nothing bothered me.
Well, being on the animation team, did you have any like diabolical setups at the pool that you recall? Like we had cocktails
there's the cocktails. We had these big lip sync shows by the pool where we'd have like a scaffolding set up like a concert.
Yeah. Okay. And of course it'd be really windy. So now you had to brace.
Well, St. Lucia's always windy.
Yeah. Great windsurfing, by the way.
Yep. Very good windsurfing.
So you had to set up everything with the wind in mind.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. Do they get
hurricanes? The constant wind. I love that. Love the wind. It's the constant.
Do they get hurricanes out in that area? I can't recall.
Yeah, they do.
So did you have one your first season?
Not there.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I just was curious if your first season you went through one. Okay.
Right. Yeah, no.
So I'm assuming you liked Crazy Science.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a favorite or top three?
I like the one that I made up.
You made up wait a minute. You made up a Crazy Sign?
Yeah, we were in Israel and made up one to that. Oh gosh, what was it? That Ooga Chaka, Ooga. I can't.
I'm hooked on a feeling.
Yeah,
Okay.
I made up a Crazy Sign to that, and it got really popular actually.
Man,
I'd
you were
love to do
so
it.
prolific. I had no idea.
Yeah, Hooked on a Feeling was a pretty easy one to make up the choreography for.
Did you do that one in Columbus, Ohio when I met you?
Yep.
Why am I
Oh
drawing? Okay.
no.
Okay.
That was no. I was when
After.
I was chief of sports.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that was after. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I was chief of sports in Israel when that happened.
okay.
I don't know that one. Scooter, Move Your Ass.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was a fun one. You with Josh Munden. Josh Munden used to love that Crazy Sign. We had so much fun doing that.
Has it ever happened the last couple of years where you're actually out and you hear a song that used to be played in Club Med and you have to force yourself to not move from side to side and clap your hands, like physically restrain yourself not to like, oh. It's happened to me a couple of times.
Well, not lately, because now that I've got Sirius XM radio in my car, I don't really listen to the radio that much anymore.
Okay.
So I don't really have any of the top 40 blasts from the past hits. But yeah, sometimes you hear it. It's funny.
Okay.
Brings back good memories.
Well, I assume, yes, when everyone's heard, YMCA, you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the first one that triggers,
Yeah. Yeah.
your arms going above your head and, you're in a doctor's office and you're wondering, what is he doing? Okay.
Well, it's a tradition. It's something that must be done. Otherwise, they pull your card.
Yeah, that's right.
Pull your Crazy Sign card from you if you don't do it. So,
So did you have any problem eating with the guests like 24/7?
No, loved it.
So you were never a shy, introverted guy. You were always extrovert. Bring it on.
It was fun because it got to the point where I learned French. And once I learned French, when I was in Europe, working in Europe, and I'd sit at the table and they'd all be talking French about me and talking smack and whatever. And then thinking I didn't understand what they were saying.
Yes.
And at the end, I'd politely say, in French, thank you very much. I hope you had a nice evening. Goodbye.
Yes, I would do
Perfect
the same
French.
because I was always taken for American, which was always a compliment for me.
Yeah.
Because you know how much I love the States.
I do.
So were there any, that first season, just this first season, were there any managers, employees that stood out for you, made a good impression on you that were like, wow, their work ethic?
The whole team. The chief of sports is a guy named Mickey, who was great. Fifi was in charge. Philippe Clairvaux was in charge of entertainment. Day was the chief of village. That was just an amazing team. That was really amazing. Those guys worked so well together.
Okay, so did you have any designs in that first season to want to start getting promoted, or were you starting?
No, I don't think so. Not my first season.
Okay, so during that first season, did you meet any celebrities, actors, singers?
Well, like I mentioned before, LL Cool J came.
Okay,
met him. He was a nice guy. He hung out in the disco the whole time.
Okay, so he came and stayed at the resort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this, like I said, this is back when it was singles.
Okay.
Gosh, can't remember who else. I met so many people over the years,
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just
trying to think. I mean, LL Cool J definitely stands out.
Okay.
Can't remember much more than that, though.
Are you glad or sad that we didn't have social media the way it is back then, or do you not care? Would have been nice?
I think it's a little less stressful without the social media.
Okay.
Because the social media just brings a whole new aspect to life that can be extremely overwhelming, and people can fall into the rabbit hole really quickly.
Yes. Now, did you do so when did you arrive to the resort? Would you remember the month?
Yeah, I got there November, because I guess they had fired the DJ. I got there.
Did you do a full 6 months?
No, I don't think it was a full 6 months. I got it, probably, well, I don't know. I got there November, left in May?
Okay. Well, okay. That's pretty good. So how did they handle asking you your, dreams village? So did they ask you
what they do is
then?
Towards the end of the season, they give you 3 choices, first, second, and third choice of where you want to go. And you would turn that in. And 9 times out of 10, you got what you asked for.
Do you recall what you put down?
Oh, God. I remember I wanted to do singles villages.
Okay.
I remember.
What a shock. Okay.
Yeah, really. I remember it was either like Turks, Playa, Cancun, I think probably.
Yeah.
Don't recall.
Okay.
But I'm sure it was ones like that.
And so did you know before you left or only when you got home where you were going next?
No. You knew before you left.
Okay. And did they do some kind of presentation? Because I heard this happen to someone else where they actually do it in the resort in front of everyone. And so and they put it on screens going to. Did they do that to you? Or
I've had that a couple seasons. Couple seasons people have done that. Other seasons, the Chiefs didn't like to do that because they felt it was the privacy for the person. And if that person wanted to tell everybody where they were going, they tell them.
Yes. Or like one manager I had, he didn't want you talking about your next one because he wanted you to focus on the current one, which is right. Like you should only be
I can
talking
see
about,
that.
the resort you're in. Okay. So in the
Right.
suspense, where did they send you, sir?
Oh man.
Oh boy, you don't remember your second season. Okay. You did have a good time in St. Lucia. They can say if you remember it, you weren't really there.
Trying to think, my second season was it
Oh boy,
Playa?
you're the first one to blank on this question. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good
All
Lord.
right. So we might
Maybe
have
it was
lost a few
Playa.
brain cells, but that's okay. That's normal.
I think it was Playa.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you went from the frying pan to the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it was Playa. Oh God, I'm old.
No. Hey, this happens to everyone. Okay, but you're the first. Okay. It might happen to my next guest.
Okay, well, let's hope so. I'm proud to be the first.
So
But you got to think, I did 17 years of this, so they all kind of blended.
Yes. So yes, you eventually, if you don't know people, but I'm sure everyone knows, but in case you're a first-time listener, you did work up. Actually, you were a chief of animation and chief of sports, correct?
Correct.
You were chief of sports first or animation first?
Chief animation first.
Okay. Yeah. So you were kind of like the triple double threat there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because I went chief of animation, then the chief of sports, and then was training to be chief of village.
Okay.
With you.
Yes. Yeah. That was in Opio, France. That was,
yes.
Yeah, it was pretty nice to see you there. I'm glad that
was fun.
Glad. What I recall it was. Yes. Yeah. I just remember being constantly tired, like more tired than I was in the resort, which I couldn't figure out, maybe it's because of the implied you had to go to the disco, but you know what, the worst part of that was we were always on our feet. Now we had to sit in a very hot classroom for like 7 hours a day and just sit there, and that was the hardest part, really, which no one understands. But if you're on your feet,
having to do stretching in the morning, having to lead the stretching when you don't know anything about stretching.
Yeah, or jogging on the golf course. Did you jog before in the resort? Actually, what resort were you in when you had left?
No, I'm the least exercisable exerciser to ever exercise.
What resort were you in before you headed out to your stage?
Oh
boy. Okay. I've been lobbing you softball questions here. These aren't
I
hard.
want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, really. Okay. I want to say Morocco.
Which one? Alachema?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yep, because I did Alacima and I did Yasmina.
Morocco's a big place.
Well, I did Alacima and Yasmina.
Okay. Is it Alachema or are you pronouncing it correctly?
Alacima.
Okay. That's a crazy resort in itself, right?
Oh, good Lord in heaven.
That's a hut village, I think.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes, I heard. I heard stories over the years. Can't get into. Okay, I like to ask this question because based on my own experience. So that first season, do you still consider it magical? Did you find it magical more than the other ones because it was your first?
Well, I think. Well, it's when. I remember my second village was Huatulco.
Oh, Huatulco.
Huatulco was my second village.
Was it singles then or family?
Singles.
It was? Oh my God. What happened? Every village you go to turns into a family resort. What did you do, Eric?
I have on people. No, wait. No, I'm sorry. You're right. Actually, it was a singles because I remember the first season going in and going to the bathroom in the kiddie toilets because they were really small.
Okay, so it was a family.
Yes.
Okay, it wasn't because you were small. It was because the bathrooms were small.
Yes.
Or shorter, I should say.
No, they were very short, even for me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So getting back to the magic. Okay.
Yes, the magic. No, I think it's the thing that it was a saying that we had in Club Med that you'll never forget your first season.
Okay.
And you never do. There's always going to be something special about that first season because that's what first got you into it. And that's what first got you involved in the Club Med life.
Well, I had never heard that expression, but when I did mine, my first was Turks. And whenever I was at a table with one other GO, the guests would always ask, which was your favorite? And they always said Turks. And I thought, okay, they're smart. They have to, they're doing it with a wink because the one you're in is the best one. And it's only after the fact, when you do your long career that you realize, no, that one, yes, was magical. It was a lightning in a bottle. It was a place and time where, it was truly so. But I do like that expression though, because I'd never heard it.
Yeah. It's you'll never forget your first season. And it's something, but I mean, I had other seasons like Arziv in Israel. My first season as chief of sports I'll never forget that season. It was amazing.
Didn't you tell me that? Yeah, I think you told me that the soldiers, because there are a lot of soldiers that go through there, they have to check their M16 in the vault.
They have to check. Well, that was something I had to say in the information meeting.
Okay.
That if you brought your weapons with you, please make sure that you check them in the vault at the bank.
Yeah, I did my last season in Israel, and when you get to Israel, you'll go into a mall and someone's wearing flip-flops, a wife beater, and has an M16 slung on their back. So it's normal. Everyone has one, and that's just the way it is.
My girlfriend would come visit me on the weekends. She was in the Army, and I would be sleeping with an M16 under my bed.
Okay. So where most geos have a teddy bear, you chose
I chose an M16.
M16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or an Uzi, one of the two.
So, okay. So we have you to thank for our freedom then, because you were on guard with that M16 for us.
Yes,
Okay.
I was.
All right. I'm going to ask you another question I just thought of,
Sure.
because it happens to me and a few other people, and I'm no doubt it's happened to you. In the years that you left, do you ever get the dream where you're still back in Club Med?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not talking a short dream. You're working an entire 8-hour day. It's just never ending. You can't even enjoy it. You're not working. I mean, you're not on vacation, but you're working there. So have you had that dream?
Sure.
Over and over?
Sure. It happens. It happens more. You know what? It's funny when it starts happening is when I come back from the XGO reunions.
Oh, really?
Then I start having those kind of dreams, because it's, you're back into it and you're seeing everybody, and it brings back a lot of memories, and those memories kind of get triggered.
Not only do I have the recurring Club Med dream about work, I have one where without fail, it's never happened to me, I forget my passport in my safe in the room, and I'm already at the airport, and it's an hour between and I'm going to miss my flight, but I have to go back to the resort to get my passport. It's never happened to me, never happened to anyone I know, yet that's the recurring theme, that at one point I forget my passport.
Yeah.
Does that ever happen to you?
No, never forgot my passport. I always used to get upset with Club Med, though, because they tell us to lie when you're going through customs.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, okay, I'm going to lie, tell them I'm working, but if they catch me, they're going to take my passport. I'm going to get kicked out of the country. What the hell?
I was always a good liar, I guess, so I didn't have a problem. But
I never got caught, but
no, me neither. I thought I was prepared, but at one point, my first season, I was asked why I had, when I said I'm only here a week, why do you have 16 bars of soap, sir? I was like, damn it, didn't have a snappy comeback for that one, but
I'm very clean.
Still managed to wriggle my way out of it. Okay.
Yeah, that was the days when we used to bring everything from home: shampoo, soaps, deodorants, everything.
Because even if the boutique did have it, it was expensive, or there was no town to go to. You were right. It was just a resort, kind of like a Playa Blanca, where you didn't have anything close by except for the airport.
Yeah.
I have another. I have a funny. You probably don't know this, but so you started Club Med before the internet. So, 87. It wasn't really, because I was an investment banker before, and we had email, but only from branch to branch, and that was a big thing in the early 90s. Okay, so
we had a thing where it was like a teletype machine, where I watched one of the girls talking with her friend in Montreal or something. It was like a direct piping line, but that's all I saw.
Yeah. So your first season, you're basically, so you must have felt cut off, like from news, like you didn't know what was going on in the world, right?
You don't. Well,
that was normal.
You get papers from the airplanes. If you work the airport,
yes,
when people are coming in, you get papers from the airplanes. Clients the GMs would come in, and they'd leave us their magazines and their papers and stuff as well, because they knew that we didn't get a lot of news, and that's how you got caught up on stuff.
Yeah, well, you cling to every bit of information that you can, really, if it comes your way.
When in Switzerland, I used to go by the USA Today and read it back to front, or front to back, excuse me. Most people read front to back. I read back to front. Read the whole thing. I mean, everything, just so I could get some English American news.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting up to a funny story that you don't know, but it involves you, is that even though I did, I was an investment banker for 4.5 years, I did use email. At some point in Club Med, I didn't know, I knew email was coming out, but before I went to Australia as chief of sport, we met, and you gave me your email on a piece of paper. So I recall having to go to Paris first. So I'm in the hotel, the Ibis Hotel.
Oh, Hotel Ibis
in France. And I was in front of the computer at the reception and was going to send you an email. And I remember staring blankly, because I had no email account, didn't know anything about it. I knew I had your email, but I couldn't figure out, well, how am I going to email him? And I felt like such an idiot, but this is because you're so deprived of knowledge and information.
Right.
And it's only when I got to Australia that some kind gentleman, by name of Josh Payne, actually set up an email account for me.
Josh Payne.
But it's so bad. Even in 2003, I remember I had an Israeli girlfriend, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm going to town to pick up Purell." And this is 2003, mind you. I said, "What's Purell?" She goes, "Oh, it's this new liquid soap. You don't need water." And I thought she was crazy. I said, "You don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't exist." Never invented. I felt like such an idiot when she showed me the bottle. But
surprise,
to show you how often you miss a lot.
Yeah, that is true.
When you're away.
Yes, that is very true.
Is there anything about your first season?
I miss sports. I miss watching sports.
Okay, yeah, because you're. So did you? So you were a big football guy, I think, right?
Yeah,
Hockey?
yeah,
Okay, yeah, because I remember you had quite a collection of jerseys whenever you traveled, hockey jerseys.
yeah. I like football and hockey, and I just that was kind of a bummer where you couldn't watch the games every weekend. But eventually, once we got into some other villages, we get satellite TV, and then you can watch all the games.
Yeah. Or having to explain to your European chief of sport that, look, the game's going to go on a while, and you're telling him it's a 4 hour game and he can't believe it. It's like, no, 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 you can't do this tonight. It's the Super Bowl, 4 hours. Isn't football a 1 hour game? But yeah, but with commercials and timeouts.
Yeah.
Is there anything about your first season we haven't covered that I'm forgetting? Because I don't want to miss
Trying to
anything.
think. Trying to think. I mean, gosh, I mean, I remember we went to go see Burning Flames. That was cool.
What's that?
Burning Flames is a Caribbean band, but
Okay.
they're really big in the islands back in the day, back in '87. And they came to, it was called a Shack Shack, which was this bar outdoor backyard area
Shack
called the Shack Shack.
That's brilliant. Okay.
And Burning Flames played there, and we went there, and there was three of us, and we were the only white people there.
Okay.
The only white people there. It was, but people welcomed you. They were like, wow, you guys are here? Cool. You know this band? Yeah, cool. Very welcoming people, very nice people on the island. So, but it was interesting. It's, because you definitely feel like, oh, wait a minute. But loved it. Had a great time. And
I guess you did your scuba diving at the Piton, the famous.
The Piton. We did the
volcano.
wall. We did a lot. That's where I saw a whale.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind?
It was a gray whale. I think it was a gray whale. That's what they told me. It was big.
Were you really close to it, or you saw it from a distance?
No, it was far off.
Okay.
But it was big. It's a large animal. Then
yeah, it's a beautiful island.
Through that, got to do all sorts of diving all over the world from that, because of St. Lucia.
Did you ever get another certification in scuba?
No, I never advanced in it, but I got to like when I was in Bintan, in Indonesia, we had diving, and I had my open water one, but I would just literally take a tank and just walk off the beach right into the ocean right there. There was reefing right there.
They didn't have that when I was there. Wow. I think we were there a span of a year apart, I think, but they didn't have it when I was there. Okay.
Yeah, we had it. It was right on the beach shack. If you're looking at the beach on the left-hand side.
Huh, okay. I didn't have that in my season, but
oh, bummer.
Yeah. It would have been fun.
Yeah.
I remember there once seeing, I was on the jet ski. I did see a pink dolphin there, which blew my mind because I didn't know there were pink dolphins.
Okay. Kind of cool, huh?
Yes, it was.
That was a great village. Not that it was our first village, but that was a beautiful village.
Yeah, it was.
The golf course.
A little short ride, ferry ride to Singapore, just beautiful.
Yep. The golf course was amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah, if you're a golfer, that was top notch.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, St. Lucia had some nice stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, the pitons were beautiful. Those are really nice. The diving there, the drift dives that you do there.
Yeah. They just they attach a buoy to the lead instructor, and then the boat kind of follows the buoy or goes down ocean, I guess, if you pick you up,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Some of those currents are pretty fast.
It was really fast. I was amazed at how far we moved down when we were under the water. It was because obviously underwater, you don't have any sense of where you are.
Yeah.
And then, that was neat. Love that. What a great sport. I'm really glad I got to do that with Club Med.
Speaking of great sport, you were a great sport for coming on. And I really do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me because, I miss you. And this was a great way to reconnect.
It's my long lost brother.
Yes.
It's up in the frigid north.
Yes, we had a very similar sense of humor, you and I would say.
Yes, we got along. We still get along very well.
Can I get a hey lady before you go?
Hey lady!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I got that one. Of course, the three troubadours, me, you, and Ange.
Oh yeah,
that's the three of us together.
Yes, she has agreed to come on at one point. So
cool. Fun, awesome. Great. I'm sure you get some great stories out of Angie.
Yes, appropriate ones, clean ones. Yes.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Okay.
But I'm very proud of myself. I kept things very clean today.
I do thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. Okay. I don't want the E for explicit warning on this.
No,
okay.
There was many different directions we could have gone in.
Yes, but kept it on the up and up, kid friendly. Okay. Just like the family resorts. Okay. Well, thank you so much again, Eric. Any last words?
No, I'm I want to thank you for transporting the Arctic cold down to here today.
You are most welcome.
-2, which I don't know what that is in Celsius.
That's like our summer.
What's it there? What's the temperature there now?
Let's see on the old weather app. I checked it this morning because it always has like it's this but feels like this,
Right.
Let's see. So -8. That's not so bad. That's pretty balmy for us.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Good question. I'm not sure anymore. Now that I'm out of Club Med, I can't do the conversion because, if you recall, I guess the French would always want to know what temperature the ocean was, what temperature the pool was.
Oh, from when you were diving.
I actually had to figure it out, the conversion at one point. No, not for diving. I asked them once because one guest got mad at me. How come I didn't know? And he said, look, when we grab our postcards from the boutique, we want all our friends to be jealous. So we want to tell them how warm it is. So that's why. This happened in Paradise where I actually had to get a conversion chart and so I had it in my pocket. I was ready. So I knew what the temperature of the pool and the ocean was.
That's too funny.
If asked. Okay.
And they were French, right?
Yes.
Love it.
But I like their explanation. They're like, no, we want to make our friends jealous. Oh, okay. That I can get behind. Okay. That I get. Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Eric Goldberg on the podcast today. Who love this guy. I really do. Thank you again, Eric.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Anytime. I'm just spending a nice Sunday morning talking with a friend.
That's right. Nice clean talk. Well, my guess that is it. We are out of here. We will see you next time. Bye.